It all started because he touched the butt. Written by Christina Curtin, January 19th, 2020. I wrote a post on Facebook to share my short story about my 12-year-old daughter, Gianna, having her butt touched by a boy at school. I shared the link to the full story that's on the blog and wrote a couple paragraphs on FB to introduce it. Here's the Facebook post. My 12-year-old daughter, Gianna, was recently sexually harassed at school. A boy, who was a friend, kept repeatedly touching her butt after she told him no. Once I found out, I asked her to describe the butt touch for me, because for some reason, in my mind, that mattered at the time. There's a sliding scale of appropriateness in terms of butt touching. Hearing that my daughter was repeatedly touched after she told him to stop was something I wasn't ready to deal with. She's too young. But she does have a really nice bum. It's like a tractor beam, sucks you right in. In all seriousness, I hope I dealt with the situation in the right way. You can read more in my post, He Touched the Butt. Link below. After sharing this post on a few Facebook pages, the backlash began. It escalated to personal attacks on my character and my husband Vince's. It resulted in the county sheriff's site being tagged and the police showing up on my doorstep to check on the welfare of my children. This blog is my outlet. I am sharing the negative reactions I've encountered over the past few days, along with my own feelings and thoughts about it all. When you receive this level of feedback, I personally need to process it all so my brain knows where to put it. This is my story about the butt post you saw above, where I shared it. Aside with the Raising the Curtains Facebook page, I shared this on 3 other pages, all centered around moms in my local area. Thinking nothing of it, I posted and then went and did some work. After 15 minutes or so, I realized I was getting a lot of comments, and I thought to myself, cool, people are reading it. I go to check out Facebook, and I see that the first comment was extremely negative, and so were the next few that I could see without scrolling. My face immediately gets hot. I went to comment and explain myself, but soon realized that my post had been removed from the page by an admin. So, no dice. But before removal, someone must have screenshot my post and shared it elsewhere. The post I shared on 3 specific locations starts to get circulated to Lord knows where else. That's the beauty of the internet, I suppose. Was I asking for it? Now, let me say this. I posted all of this, I wrote the words, I set myself and my family up for judgment. I get that. But there's a line, folks. A line where you can wholeheartedly disagree with someone and the way they might have said things. You can comment on that and say you don't agree. But then you cross over that line when you start attacking character, calling names, finding posts on personal pages, and raging there about how horrible a person I am, how I am unfit to be a parent, finding my husband's personal page and calling him perverted because his hand is near my daughter's butt on my profile picture, tagging the county sheriff's office and calling me a disgusting human, reporting me to CYS. Normally, I don't like drawing lines, but there was one in this case, and I think it was crossed. What I should have known or done. First, maybe I should have phrased my Facebook words better. Maybe I should have considered that if you didn't go on to read the full story, you might make assumptions. Maybe I should have explained the picture I used in the post better so that it wouldn't have been taken out of context. Maybe I should have realized there are people on this earth who haven't seen Dumb and Dumber to know that the tractor beam comment is from the movie. Yeah, it's a classic, right? But apparently people didn't realize that when I said, it's like a tractor beam, sucks you right in, I was quoting that movie. Instead, they thought I was attracted to my daughter's butt. No one told me this during their hate fest. No one called out that comment specifically. This fun fact was something Vince and I learned after the police left my house on Saturday. Throughout the questioning, it came up. They didn't realize that my comment was from the movie either, and were relieved to find out. I never stopped to think that there are humans out there that haven't seen this classic film. I must say, I'm slightly offended by this. The butt comment. Let me go on record that I'm not sorry for saying that my daughter has a nice butt. I don't see anything wrong with me acknowledging that she has a nice behind. I'm not checking her out, for Christ's sakes. And I don't get sucked in like a tractor beam. This was a joke. I don't think anything's sexual when I see it or when I made that comment. It's like me saying she has long hair. That could be sexual, but it's not. People were offended that I would acknowledge my daughter's body. Why? She is proud of it. She should be. And I am happy she is happy in her skin because I personally never felt the same way. I am proud that she is confident in what God gave her. She has a great butt and beautiful hair. Her eyes are stunning. She has legs I would kill for. But this is me saying all of this as a mother admiring how absolutely gorgeous I think my daughter is. There is nothing perverted about it. I'm not sorry for saying any of that. People were offended by my words and my profile pic. That butt comment really did set people off. I honestly don't know for sure if it's the fact that I joked that she has a nice bottom or because they didn't recognize the quote from the Jim Carrey's classic film. All I know is that they found it disgusting, enough so to start sending me messages and calling me horrible and an unfit person to be a parent. I have the screenshots of those and had planned on posting them here, but I don't want to give that hate any more fuel. These people, however, really did go above and beyond the call of voicing their opinions. They called the police, they looked at my profile pic and saw Vince with his hand near Gianna's butt and screenshotted it. They messaged Vince and called him perverted because he had commented previously how he liked how Gianna had her hand on his belly in the pic. Let me clear that up. I never thought I would have to defend a family photo, but here I am. Vince likes that G has her hand resting there because it makes him feel loved. Like in that picture, his little girl is saying, "This is my dad." His hand is near her butt because where the hell else is he supposed to put it? He's not grabbing it. It's above her butt and more on her hip. He didn't analyze where he placed his hand because he doesn't think about his daughter's body that way. He's not a pervert. Well, okay, he is. But in the normal, he's a guy and he's gross way. Never, never, never in that way with his children. I can't even. Why not ask first? In a neutral, mature way. Why not see that? And if you find it questionable, ask me without seeping all your hate and judgment first. Why not ask me if I meant any of what I wrote in the way you read it? Why not just say, "Oh my God, Christina, that was a little much. Did you mean it that way?" And I could explain myself. Or how about you read the full story like I asked? How about you read everything else I've shared about our lives and then decide? Because you know what? I may not ever have wanted kids. I may have come from a fucked up childhood and dealt with a shitty ass hand in life. But I am saying this now, and I don't usually boast about myself. I am an amazing mother. I am raising girls with strong hearts, loving hearts, hearts that won't judge or condemn others just because they are different from them. I am raising decent human beings with compassion and a kick-ass sense of humor. They can laugh at ball jokes. They don't have sticks up their asses like a lot of people in this world, and they don't immediately see the ugly. They aren't sheltered snowflakes. I am proud of them, and I am proud of this little family I have. My husband is equally an amazing father, but not as great as me. Sure, most of the time I feel like I have a 37-year-old man-child. He leaves his shit everywhere and drives me nuts. He yells when he should take a moment to reflect first. But he is a protector of his girls. He loves them with all his heart, but not in some sick-ass way people are assuming. He is an amazing father, and my girls are lucky to have him. Despite all of this, I'm not angry. I feel honestly sad for all of those that voiced immediate hate and judgment. Maybe some of the folks who are offended by his hand placement, his comments, or my jokes about Gianna's butt have had issues with their dads or other people in their life. Maybe they have a backstory that is causing them to see our family in a certain way. That sucks. I'm really sorry they've had that kind of life, but we don't. Sure, we are messed up. We might raise our kids differently or communicate with them more openly than others, but we don't cross any line that God would be offended by, and that's a benchmark I'm using for my life. I've talked a lot about the negativity, but in reality, the bulk of the feedback I've received has been positive. There are people that get my humor, people that must have seen Dumb and Dumber, People that have said they also tend to make funny comments before getting serious. People that aren't offended by what I've said because they understand I'm coming from a kind place. People that would have also given that boy the benefit of the doubt and not pressed charges. People that appreciate me opening up my life and the way I'm raising my kids because it helps them somehow be better parents. I am so, so grateful for these rays of light right now because I don't feel alone. For all those people out there that get me and have shared your love, thank you. I know the world is full of ignorance, those quick to judge. I'm appreciative even more now for the circle of people around me that lead with love and positivity. I may make crude jokes or inappropriate comments, but my heart is pure. I'm glad there are those of you that see that.